Thank you all for being here. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey back in time. Picture it. You're driving along, cruising in your shiny, newly designed 1977 Chevy Impala, listening to the voices of Debbie Boone singing You Light Up My Life and Brick House by the Commodores, streaming through your top-of-the-line stereo radio. Stopping for gas before you head out for a night in the town, you fill up for just 62 cents a gallon. From there, you cruise on down to the brand new drive-in theater where the top movie's playing. We're Looking for Mr. Goodbar, starring Diane Keaton and Richard Gere, and 1900, starring Robert De Niro. Some of you may recall this era vividly, while others have only read or heard about it. The time in question holds sentimental value to me personally because it is the month that I was born, October 1977. Now that we've set the mood, I want to dig deeper and recount some interesting tidbits, as well as some memorable moments and unforgettable events that occurred during the month of October 1977. Come with me. Jimmy Carter was the president. The average cost of a new home was $54,000, while the average household income was just around $13,000. Teen Idol's Donnie and Marie graced the cover of People magazine, and some of the most popular TV shows out at that time were Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days, and Three's Company. All of these are timeless classics that have continued to entertain families over the years. I know my family was certainly one of them. While many would say October 1977 was a simpler time for Americans, it can also be considered a period of innovation, triumph, and tragedy. Following the energy crisis of the 1970s, with the help of President Carter, the Department of Energy was established on October 1st, solidifying the need for more structural policies and plans nationwide. On this same day, Elton John was inducted into the Madison Square Garden Hall of Fame. This would mark the first time for a rock singer to earn this prestigious honor. On October 8th, guitarist Steve Hackett officially quits Genesis to pursue a solo career, despite the band's growing popularity and presence in the music industry. A legend was laid to rest on October 14th. Bing Crosby, one of the best-selling recording artists and most popular actors of all time, collapsed and died from a massive heart attack while after playing a round of his favorite game, golf, in Madrid, Spain. He was 74 years old. On this date, the Atari 2600 was also released. This game console would go on to become widely successful and gain credit for helping to kickstart the video game empire that exists today. I have many fond memories of our Atari from when I was a kid. My favorite games were Pac-Man and Centipede. On October 15th, Debbie Boone's You Light Up My Life hits #1 and holds that spot for an unbelievable 10 weeks. October 16th, a star is born. Grammy Award-winning recording artist John Mayer is introduced to the world. October 18th was a day of rejoicing for Yankee baseball fans. In the 6th game of the World Series, against the Los Angeles Dodgers, New York Yankees outfielder Reggie Jackson hits 3 consecutive home runs, tying the series set by Babe Ruth back in 1928. The most amazing thing was that Reggie hits 3 home runs in a row off of 3 consecutive pitches from 3 different pitchers. Even Babe didn't achieve that. The Yankees went on to win not only that game, but the World Series, the first time in 15 years. I'm proud to say that I was also born on that famous day in history. Apparently, from the stories that my parents have told me, I was in such a rush to make my grand entrance that not only did I arrive almost a month early, but I was born in the hallway of the hospital. I didn't even make it into the delivery room. Now there's a story. October 20th marks a very sad and tragic day for music lovers around the world. Lynyrd Skynyrd's tour plane crashed shortly after the start of a widely anticipated tour for their newly released album, Street Survivors. During a flight from Greenville, South Carolina to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the plane ran out of fuel and hurtled down in a heavily wooded area of Mississippi. 3 band members were killed, including lead singer Ronnie Van Zant, guitarist Steve Gaines, and vocalist Cassie Gaines. The band's manager, along with the pilot and co-pilot, also were killed instantly. Lynyrd Skynyrd was quite possibly one of the most legendary rock bands that ever existed, creating iconic hits that are certain to be heard for years to come, such as Free Bird and Sweet Home Alabama. October 25th served as a day of breakthrough for healthcare in the U.S. President Jimmy Carter signed a bill into law to alleviate the growing problem of healthcare fraud. This law, known as Public Law 95-142, or the Medicare-Medicaid Anti-Fraud and Abuse Amendments, would go on to reduce fraud in healthcare programs of our country by creating stricter penalties for those that were convicted of these crimes. Another important bill, the Social Security bill, was passed by the House of Representatives on October 27th. Though this was a difficult decision for the President and Congress to make, as it did come with the price of raising taxes on the working class, it was determined to be absolutely necessary for our country to uphold its oath to citizens and supply and ensure Social Security benefits. At that time, had these changes not taken place, the resources would have been entirely depleted by 1979. I could go on and on about this great month in history, but I'd like to conclude by saying I hope that I've succeeded in stirring up some nostalgic memories for some of you, and for others that were too young to be part of this time, to bring to life visions so that you can clearly see that October 77 was a momentous period in our history. It was groundbreaking, life-altering, and also dealt a fair share of heartache and turmoil. But nonetheless, it is reality, it's part of our past, and moments such as these help to shape where we are today. Looking back is a way to not just relive them, but to reflect and learn from them. Thank you. I want to take a minute to thank my audience for being here today. I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. And I'm just going to let the camera around the room so everyone can wave real quick. Thanks again.
Beautiful job.
Yeah, that was much
Beautiful
better.
job, honey. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Good. How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I felt better about that.